Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Long time no see. We are going to try and revamp this. It's backwards for you. I did not flip my camera before I went on, but it says Merry Christmas. So I'm going to try to see if I can revamp it a little bit. I got it at a thrift store. I don't know. I just thought there was something I could do with it, and I bought it mainly just to support the little thrift shop that I went into. I paid $5 for it. I'm not going to do anything with the background as far as repainting it. I'm going to leave it just like it is. May do some splattering on it, but I think we can maybe do something with it. But I am Pam Savage with Young at Heart Creations, and I know that we're going to have some newbies on here because I met so many new women at the Southern Adornments Live last week in Florida. We had the most amazing time. It was, that's the 5th one that I've been to. She's only had 5, so I haven't missed one yet. But it was just by far the most energetic. It was just so much fun. There's just no words to really describe it. I know she is selling tickets right now to the one for next year on November the 15th and 16th. It's going to be in the Smoky Mountains up in Searville. I think that's how you say it, where Dolly Parton is. And so they're going to have it there next year. So she is selling tickets for those right now. So if you're interested, go to southernadornmentsdecor.com. southernadornmentsdecor.com, or on Facebook, I'm sorry, Southern Adornments Decor on Facebook, and they will have some information on there for you to purchase those. But before we get started on anything, let me get you pulled up over here on my Facebook so that I can see comments. Make sure everything's working. It's been a while since I've been on here, so let's see, be sure, first comment, there we go. Swipe to the left. Okay, so say hello or something. Hi, Dixie. Hello. Okay, just say hi or something so that I know that comments are being seen, that everything's okay. So before we get started into that, I see that we do have 4 on here. I can't say it either, and I've been here in Tennessee for 2 years. Okay, all right. Looks like we got comments coming up. Great. Okay, yeah, I have to hear it said and then say it right after that for it to work out right. Okay, so what we're going to do, if you've just hopped on, I'm going to try to revamp this little Christmas sign. It is, forgot to measure it. It's 12 inches long or wide by 6 inches tall. So, and it already had the wire and everything in it. The back doesn't have anything on it. So I'm going to leave it just like this as far as the shape and the background. Just see what we can do with it. So I'm going to redo the berries on it. But I do want to say hello to all my newbies. Thank you so, so much for all of you that purchased the hats at the live event. We sold out. We had only 8 left. Other than that, we sold out in the first 45 minutes at the live event. We were done and we only had 8 hats. Hi, Ruth Ann. Hello, Roxy. So we were just overwhelmed with the kindness, first of all, but everything sold. So we didn't even set up the second day. We didn't have enough product to even set up with. So that was wonderful. I've got tons of orders waiting on me now that we got from those. And the craft show's coming up in 3 weeks. And so I'm busy. I've got teacher gift orders. So I've got a lot going on. So I will get your hat orders done and out. So bear with me. Please be gracious. I've got a lot going on right now. Still have a lot of doctor's appointments with my stepdad that we're dealing with. We did find out he will be having a pacemaker. So we've got at least gotten that part answered. So we're working on all of that. But I've just got a lot going on. And we're having some work done on our home, trying to get it ready to put on the market. And they're starting in the craft room tomorrow. So there's a wall that needs to be repaired where we had done some plumbing work and had to cut out a little bit in the wall to get to the plumbing years ago. So I don't know if I'll be in my craft room tomorrow or not. But I do have hats sitting on the shelf. I got base coated last night, so I am working on them. Got a little bit of a scratchy voice. Got to Florida, allergies disappeared, voice was great. Within 30 minutes back into Texas, all of this started again. So it's got to be the cedar trees and all that good stuff that we're allergic to. Okay, so before the last time I was on here live, or the last couple of times ago that I was on here live, we got to do a Happy Mail drawing because I'd gotten another new 100 followers. I'd gotten up to 1,500. Well, guess what? We get to ring this Happy Mail bell. Okay, say that 3 times fast. Happy Mail bell. I got to 1,600. I'm actually past 1,600 since we were on here last time. So I've gotten over 100 new followers on here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the way I do the drawings is on the last live that I do, I take all the names from the comments. So if you're on here and if you're one of the silent, quiet, shy watchers and you never comment, I can't put your name in the drawing. And I'll put them all in there tonight and probably do the drawing tomorrow. But that's how I choose the names. On this live, this is the one I'm going to do. Get everybody that, all you have to do is say hi, and that's it. Or just say watching, or I'm here, anything like that. Thank you so much, Roxy. Anything that shows me your name in the comment, and you just have to do it one time and it will show up, and I go back and I look at all of the comments and I take your name and I put it in the wheel of names, and then we'll spin that wheel and we'll see who the Happy Mail drawing is. Don't know what we're gonna do for the Happy Mail drawing yet, but so far everybody's been happy with them. So anyway, I am still on cloud 9 from that live event. It was fantastic. Mr. Pam and I had a wonderful time. We went on over to Laurel, Mississippi, and spent a few days there. We just had a wonderful vacation time out of it. And the live event that Tamara put on was just above and beyond. It was just incredible. Okay, so let's get started and see what we can do with this sign. It looks like to me that it was probably stenciled on. I don't think it was painted. It looks like to me it was stenciled because it's spongy looking. That tells me that, and it looks like this was a stencil, but I'm going to paint over it since I don't have a stencil to match. And I decided for the little berries that I'm going to use buttons. So I think we're going to see what we can do with buttons and see if we can kind of redo those leaves a little bit. So let's go ahead. I'm going to bring you down. And let's see if we can, I've already got the buttons taped over here. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of coats on them of Tuscan Red, Deco Art Tuscan Red. And get those ready. We got home last Thursday, and we knew a couple of our grandchildren were going to be spending the weekend with us, and so we got home Thursday. An hour later, we had the kiddos, and we had them until Sunday, and we had several little events going on in between that. So we have been, I mean, just nonstop. And then we had some things going on at church, and some other events going on. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is painting these buttons, and I've got sticky side up, some tape down, and then I taped the ends. That just means that I don't have to hold on to it and get paint all over my fingers when I'm trying to do this. So I try to work harder. I mean, well, I just said that backwards, but it is true. Sometimes I do work harder, but I try to work smarter, not harder. So this just makes it easy, a little bit easier than to try to hold on to them. I love, love, love this Tuscan Red. It covers so, so well. It is one of my favorites. I use it on most everything, especially Christmassy. Okay, gonna get kind of down in those holes. I don't care if they're really covered well down inside. That's okay. So that way these will be drying. And hopefully it'll give us a little bit of a 3D look. So y'all, my orders have just exploded for the hats and for some Christmas gifts that some people are wanting. And then with the craft show coming up, we have been putting in some hours. I'm actually in pretty good shape for the craft show. I do have a few more things I really would like to get done for it. But like the hats, I've got to quit selling what I make and then get there and not have anything. So I will post, I have a post that's coming out in the morning. I've already scheduled it to come out in the morning with the information on the craft show that we have. It's in Howe, Texas, which is just about 5 minutes from me. It's at the Howe High School. I live in Sherman, but we're actually about 6 inches from the Howe city limits line. And we are involved in everything in Howe. So I always say, really, that I live in Howe, but typically we live in Sherman. But it is inside the Howe High School on November the 11th. It's always the second Saturday in November. And there's a $2 entry fee. All of the booth fee and the door entry fees and the concession, the food sales, all of those proceeds go to the music program here at Howe. And with the money that we've made so far in the past, we've been able to provide new uniforms for the students, new instruments. We were able to put lights in the school parking lot so that they could practice after hours. We helped purchase an equipment enclosed trailer for the band when they go on trips for band concerts or competitions. So we've done a lot with the money. Now, COVID slowed us down. We didn't get to have it one year because of it. So we're trying to bounce back from that. So if you're anywhere in the area, we have a lot of people we have some come from Oklahoma. We have some come from the Dallas area. We just have them come from all over to come visit this. It's a great little community day, and we just have such a good visit with everyone. Typically, we've had in the past, prior to COVID, we had about 75 vendors. Now, I helped start it 20-something years ago, the show with the band program, and I've been very involved in it. But I stepped down as the coordinator of it about 8 or 9 years ago, because I didn't even have any kids in school anymore. So I stepped down, so I'm not privy to all of the information, but we typically have about 75 vendors. Now, like I said, with COVID, that did knock that down a little bit, but they're trying really, really hard to get all of their vendors back this year. So I'm hoping it's going to be a really good year. So if you would help us pass the word, it's great to bring your kids. We encourage that. There's a lot of booths that sell things for children. I don't know who else is going to be in the booth. My booth will be up if you're facing the stage area, it will be on the left-hand side of the stage where I always am. So please, if you're there, come say hi to me. The red, Tuscan red. Yes, Tuscan red Dixie. I love it. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so that covered pretty good. I don't think we're going to need another one. Let me see if I see a spot I missed. Not that it didn't cover, I just missed it. Not going to do the bottom of them because they won't even show. But I am getting underneath as far as I can so that it doesn't show once I glue them on. So let me look one more time here. Okay, I think we are good. Okay, we'll let those sit. And let's go ahead and I'm going to use the same red, this Tuscan red, and see if we can get these letters filled in a little bit better. This like I said, was a sponge, it looks like. So it's a little bit fuzzy. And I don't know how old this is, but it looks like it's had some wear and tear on the letters. So let's see if we can just fill them in. And I'm just going to go right over. This looks like a burgundy, maybe, that they used on the first, on the stencil. So I'm not going to be just incredibly careful about the lines. Mr. Pam met a lot of you at the live event also. In fact, a lot of you visited with him more than you did me. I got to laughing at him. I told him, I said, "You're sure getting popular." A lot of them came over to you before they even came over to me to say hi. So, of course, he got the big head. He was a huge help to me. Not sure how we're going to do it next year. We're still trying to work out some details. Just found out that we've got something else that's going on the same weekend as that next one. So I'm going to do everything within my power to work it out so that I can go. There were a lot of new ones there this year. I'm going over this pretty quickly. Might take 2 coats. We'll see after it dries here. Hi, Gail. Thanks for hopping on. Y'all don't forget to hit that SHARE button. I'm a little bit behind in my algorithm because I haven't been on here in a week and a half. And anytime you hit that SHARE button and put it on your media or hit those hearts or thumbs up or anything like that, that helps us with our algorithm, and Facebook shows our videos to a wider audience. So, and you guys have been doing it because that's why I've been able to give out Happy Mail almost, seems like almost every 2 weeks the last couple of months. I've gotten over 300 new followers just in the last couple of months, and that's with your help. Okay, it is brightening it. Look at the difference in the reds. I don't have any on this one right here. So look at the difference in those. It is making it a little brighter. Now, I'm sure this looked great when it had been first done. But it looks like it may have been stored away a few times. I like, it's got some scratches on it, but I like that. It makes it look old and antique. I have no idea how old this is. There was nothing on the back as far as a signature or anything like that, but it looks like it's been around a while, and I loved that about it. Mr. David, Mr. Pam, he found some really a unique find at this same little thrift shop. It was in Mineola, Texas. On our way home, we stopped. And he found this box of postcards that had really antique looking photos are pictures, not really photos, but pictures, like Christmas pictures or just all kinds of different things on them. And they looked very antique. And I thought, you know, they were just prints of some old postcards is what they were. But they weren't prints. They were original, authentic postcards. Still had the notes written on them. Some of them were love notes. Some were wish you were here. You know, you're in the army, blah, blah, blah. And miss you, wish you could be home. Just all kinds of different things. And we got to looking at the postage stamps on them. And some of them were written in ink, some in pencil. The pencil was, you had to be careful because you could rub the pencil, smear it. But one of them we got, it was 1907 was the postmark on it. So we got to looking and they were really old. So we got several of those. And if we're ever going back through there, we will stop again and get some more. So Mr. Pam is trying to do some, he's trying to make some crafts also for the craft show. So he's going to do some things with those. We're not going to use the original cards, but we checked for copyright and all of that on them. And it's okay to go ahead and use them because the companies are no longer even in business. So we're just copying them on the copier and going to use them that way. Okay, so we got the M, E, but it was just such a neat find. And I found one that had to do with a nurse and her care for other people, and that's the one that was 1907. So I put it in the mail to my daughter. She ought to get it maybe tomorrow. She's like me. She loves anything vintage. Do y'all have any craft shows going on in your area? Hey, Jackie. Hello, hello. Oh, I know. Just reading them and just looking at the different times, and even their writing was different. We could have spent all day. They probably had, I don't know, 100 of them in that box. But we were on a time crunch because we had to get back. We were keeping the grandchildren. And she said, oh, and that's not even all. She said he's got so many more at home that he hasn't gone through yet. And I asked her, I said, where did he find all of them, her husband? And she said, he just goes all over and just keeps his eye open for things like that. And she said, he's probably got another couple hundred or so at home. So I would love to look at them. We just got mainly the Christmas ones, because they just looked old, like an old vintage Christmas. But they were, whoever they were written to, it was about Christmas and wish you were here. So it was pretty cool. I don't even know what font this stencil is that they used on here. But I'll put a second coat on it and then I'll highlight it a little bit. And I think probably might even do a snowflake or two. I didn't go live at the live. Just posted some pictures because I didn't feel comfortable doing that because they had sold tickets, virtual tickets for those that couldn't come in person. So I didn't want to go live with people, you know, for my people that hadn't bought tickets to be able to go virtual and see what was going on. But so I did not go live for that reason. But it was so much fun. And the beach was gorgeous. Temperature was great. I'm using a Royal Langnickel round, #1 round. Wasn't sure how this was going to turn out, but I thought, well, if it doesn't turn out how I have it pictured in my brain, I'll just keep it for myself. I'll find a spot for it. So far, I'm liking the red on it. We hadn't seen our little grandson, Baby Jack, we call him, in 2 weeks. So we weren't sure how he would react to us. If he would kind of be shy because he hadn't seen us in 2 weeks, or if he missed us. But it didn't take long at all to realize he missed us. We got there and he was just reaching for us and hugging us and patting us on the back and in all his little baby ways saying, I did miss you. It was so good to keep Logan, our next to youngest grandson. And Angela, his big sister, was here. So anytime we've got grandchild time is a good time. We're up to 7 grandchildren now. And the toast picture, the cinnamon toast picture that I posted was our oldest grandson. He came and we were having hamburgers for supper. But instead of hamburger, he wanted some of Grammy's, what they call famous cinnamon toast. And he ate all 9 pieces. He was moaning and groaning afterwards, but he said it was worth it. So that melts my heart. Hi, Peggy. You're going to a vintage show tomorrow in Charleston, South Carolina. Oh, that sounds like fun. I haven't been to an actual craft show in a long, long time. And you said, am I selling it? Am I selling what? What are you asking about, Roxy? Okay, I'm going through this kind of fast so that hopefully it doesn't take me all day to get these filled in. So I wish I knew who the artist was that did this. And I'm bad about not putting my name on my pieces that I do. I do good to get the price tags on them and get them ready to go out the door in the booth. I probably will. I was actually making it for the craft show, but I don't know If you're saying you're interested and want it, you might want to, let's wait and see how it turns out first. But I wanted to show you that, you know, when you're shopping, when flea markets, thrift stores, and again, I apologize for my allergy voice, but when you're shopping and you walk by something that doesn't just really jump out at you because it's not finished out the way you would typically finish it out, look at it in the perspective that, hey, what can I do with that? How could I zhuzh it up a little bit? I've had more pieces that I've purchased that way and just brought them home, revamped them, and was able to make a profit off of them. And it was fun in the process. I'm trying to get better about charging for my pieces enough to make a profit. Mr. Pam has, and my family has told me, you can't just give your stuff away. You can't make a living that way. And I have to think of it that way now, because used to I would just barely charge anything for anything that I did, because I just enjoyed doing it and felt bad about charging too much for things, and just wanted somebody to get a good deal and be happy with it, and just flattered that somebody would want anything that I did. But that's before it was my sole income. I mean, I have, we're retired now, so we have Social Security. But this is my income and my job now, so I have to look at it differently, and I have to cover my cost and then add a little more on it to make a profit. And when I say cost, that doesn't just mean how much the piece cost me. I have to charge for my time, have to charge for shipping and handling and taxes, the material that we ship with, and the paint. So there's a lot that you have to take into consideration if you're going to have an actual business. So I have started doing that, trying to get better about not just giving everything away. But I would do that if I didn't have to pay the bills. And I have done it many times. Okay, so we're getting close to the letters. Probably should have put a first coat on here before I started, but I wanted you to see it in its original state. It's not white that's behind it, the background. It looks like an antique white. So I think our snowflakes will show up on it. So all my nice shelves that I just got full and organized, I had to take everything off of them last night because they're coming to work on that wall tomorrow. So I had to undo it. And I had to get it out of their way, so I had to put it in another room. can hear somebody talking outside. I hope it's not the people coming early to work on this room. If so, they're just going to have to wait. No, actually, you do not keep contractors waiting. If you're blessed enough to get a contractor, because they are all so incredibly busy right now, then you take them when they can get here. This will definitely take a second coat, but we're going to go ahead and work on the leaves and the berries while this coat dries. I sent out an email, and I also put a post on here about the hats, not to wash them. One of the ladies that bought the hat at one of the hats at the live, she went home and somebody in her family put it in, her hat in with the laundry, and it got washed, and the shape of it was just gone. There was no way she could wear it again. So, I mean, because I think the hats even have in the bill of the hat, I think it's probably some cardboard. I'm not really sure what it is, but so they are not machine washable, and do not submerge them into water. If you have one that just absolutely has to be cleaned for some reason, just take a damp cloth and wipe it off best you can. It was such a neat feeling to go in on Saturday and see so many of the women wearing the hats. It was very touching. And of course, the highlight of the whole weekend for me was getting to hug my Charlie, Tamara and Michael's daughter. She's 8. She is my buddy. And she loved her sweatshirt and t-shirt that I painted her. She wore the sweatshirt almost all day Friday. But it was kind of cold in that hotel, so she didn't get too hot. And she painted right along with everybody. She kept up and did a great job. She definitely has her mama's talent gene. Okay, so we're getting there. Let me turn this around this way a little bit. Hi, Miss Lauren. Hi, Pam. I was just telling them, Lauren, what a wonderful time we had at the live event. Lauren was one of the presenters, and she also works for Tamara. Helped coordinate the everything, getting everything ready, and the event. It just, there are a lot of behind the scene things that, you know, go on that the guests never know about, that had it not been for people like Lauren, it wouldn't have been as seemed as flawless. I know there's always something that tends to go wrong. You've forgotten something, or just so many different things. If you've ever coordinated or had an event, you know that there are so many things that can go haywire. But you would never know it with the group Tamara's got, because it always just seems like it's effortless. But that's because of the fantastic team she's got. So if you have not purchased a ticket yet and you're interested in that Southern Adornments Decor, that's the Facebook page, and find out more about it. You will not regret it. And I think Lauren's husband stole the show. He was so much fun. He and Michael, and get him and Michael together. Oh my. It was so much fun. Okay, that will definitely need a second coat on that red. But let's go ahead and work on these leaves. And if you've just hopped on, this is an old sign. I don't know how old it was. Looks like it's got some age on it. I don't know how old it is. We found it in a thrift shop, kind of a little antique thrift shop. And it looks like it was stenciled on, but I'm just going over them. And then I will also clean up around the edges with, I think it's going to be antique white. So I will do some cleanup on that. But let's see if we can get, I want these leaves a little larger. So I'm going to start out with, let's start out with avocado. We've got our buttons over here painted, and that's what I decided I'm going to use for berries. You could use Christmas green also, but I don't want to go too bright with it. So I think this avocado will be good with the color scheme that we've got on here already. Lauren did a Halloween painting, taught everybody how to do some different things and use some foil, and it was really a fun piece. The ladies enjoyed it so much. And they all did such a good job on it. She's a very good teacher, and then I learned that she is a teacher. She teaches elementary school. Okay, and I'm going to bring this leaf down just a little bit. Now the buttons are going to cover most of it, but let's bring it down just in case. So you just go up, down, and up. Look what I did. I just got my arm in the red. Let me grab a baby wipe right quick. What would we ever do without our baby wipes? And I'm going to also turn my fan on a little bit. It's getting a little bit warm up here. Okay, now I got most of it, but I'll go back over it with the antique white when I'm cleaning everything up. But let's go ahead and dry those letters right quick so I don't do that again. Okay, I've got some of you saying that it's freezing up. Let me know if you're able to see it or if I'm still frozen. It's super cloudy here, and it's looked like it's going to storm all day long. So it could be the weather. I don't think the sun's been out all day, come to think of it. But sometimes when it's real cloudy and windy, our internet is not always the best. Okay, Peggy said it's good for her. So if you keep freezing up, you might have to get out and go back in. Thank you, Peggy. Okay, so those are a little bit larger than the little ones we have over here. Okay, let's do the same thing. So I'm using that basic pattern, but just going way outside the line to make it larger. And then just filling it in, and we'll do some shading, highlighting on them. But it will take a second coat. Still using that same round brush. Okay, so has anybody started your Christmas shopping yet? I know that's for some considered a dirty word, Christmas shopping. I have not started mine yet. Everybody may get a hat for Christmas, a painted hat for Christmas. Okay, let's dry that, and then I'm going to go over it with a small flat angle brush. Yeah, they do show up better. So you bought a few things, Roxy. That doesn't surprise me. You seem very organized and on top of everything. On the surface, anyway. And remember, the buttons are going to cover up part of it. I got 5 hats base coated last night. I have 8 leopard print flowers hats and 1 gingerbread hat made. Of course, the orders that came in, that's not what they were wanting, so, but I need some for the craft show. Oops, I just dropped my brush down. So I'll just make that point a little larger. And this board is not super smooth either. It's got ridges in it. Okay, let's put a second coat over here. We all at least try to look like we're so organized. Calm, cool, and collected ducks on the top of the water, and our feet paddling like crazy on the underneath the water. Well, as a crafter, this is of course our busiest time of the year. And it is very easy to get overwhelmed. I just have to make myself stop, take a break, breathe, and start over. It just means a lot of late nights and early mornings. Okay, let's dry that and see if it needs one more coat. Yay, Jackie. Glad you're back. Most of our grandkids are now old enough that they want money or Amazon gift cards and maybe one little surprise gift. Of course, we've still got the 2 little ones. Logan's 8, Jack is 1. He's about 16 months now. And so we still get them a little toy. What I made them do last year was give me an Amazon list of lots of items, your wish list. Lots and lots of items. And then I'm going to pick out of that list, so that way it will be something that you want, but you don't know what I'm getting. So you won't know what your gift is until you actually open it, but it will be something that you wanted. Okay, last leaf, then we'll do a little bit of shading and highlighting on it to brighten them up. Okay, we'll do some shading with our dark Hauser green. And don't forget, if you've just gotten on, we got to ring the new 100 follower bell, which means I will be doing a Happy Mail drawing tomorrow. I'll be putting all of your names on the wheel. So the way I do that, you have to comment in this live. You have to say hello or just something to let me know that you're here. I have to see your comment. Okay, so I just put a little bit of that dark Hauser green, and we're going to go on the bottom of these leaves. To shade them just a little. And I'm just using that small little angle brush to do that with. And then just kind of fading it out towards the middle, blending it out. Okay, these are not shaded. The bottom, these are. So I don't know if that's clear enough for you to tell the difference. Definitely makes a difference. So I'm just getting it a little wet. And then adding just to the tip of the brush. And just going around the edges. Okay, same thing on the other one. Okay, so we've got our dark color on there. And let's go in with the Hauser light green. So here are the colors. So you've got your base coat color, the avocado here in the middle, and then your shading in your highlighting color. And those are all three Deco Art, and it's avocado for the bottom, the base, dark Hauser for the shading, and then we're going to go with Hauser light green for some highlighting. So the technique is called floating. If it's lighter than the color, it's called your base color. It is called highlighting. If it's darker than your base coat color, it's called shading. And I like to just get wherever I'm going to be shading just a little bit damp. Just on the tip, the toe of that angle brush. Okay, and I'm going to let that dry just a little bit on that one, and we'll go back over it again. It is harder in smaller sections to get your brush where you want it to go. That's why using the right brush for the right job always makes a difference. Okay, so I'm dipping back into that light green. And with every coat, it just lightens it up that much more. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. There we go. Now look at that dirty S down there. But I'll clean that up afterwards. We'll get it all good and clean. Okay, let's do the second leaf, and then we're going to put our berries on. And put some snowflakes on. So again, I'm dipping into that light Hauser green. I enjoyed so much at the live last weekend, sitting down and painting with each presenter, whatever we were doing. It was so much fun and relaxing. And it was so very different when you got up to the table to present. And instead of seeing the back of everybody's head when you're sitting down on the floor or at the table on the floor with everybody as they're painting, it was so much different when you got up there and all 140 something faces were looking at you going, okay, tell us what to do. It's like all of a sudden your heart goes into your throat and you're telling yourself, I can do this, I can do this. Painting in front of people or getting up in front of people and speaking, I have done ladies' days and things like that in the past, doesn't bother me at all. But we were on a time clock. You had to do it within so many minutes, to stay on schedule. And y'all know what a slow painter I am. So I was determined that I was going to go fast enough not to get us behind. And so I had some of them go, slow down. But then I had the narrator, the MC, kind of pointing at her watch going, okay, we need to hurry it up. So I was glad most of them finished. I think nearly everybody got done. And but I took along with me step-by-step instructions that I had printed out, so they were able to take a picture of it and know if they didn't finish there, how to finish at home. I just enjoyed it so much. Okay, so we've got shading done on that. We can take the dark Hauser that we shaded with and make our little lines, little veins, and a little bit of water. Just a hint of some veins in there. Okay, and I'm going to take just a little bit of white. Not even going to put it out on my palette. Just going to get it out of the lid. And just do some highlights. just on the top. Where our light would be coming in. So this weekend we've got for our congregation, the children in our congregation, we have a fall festival. We have a cookout, and we have a big tent that's rented and brought in, and we all set up booths. I'll have a painting booth, of course. They're going to be painting candy corns. So that is so much fun, and they have a big cakewalk and things like that we do for the kids. And so we've got that going on. I've got to set up that morning for that. We have a wedding at 2 that's about 45 minutes away, and then we come back to actually have the fall festival and do that. And then we have some things going on other than church, at church. Okay, so let's see if you can see that. So we've got a busy, busy weekend. Okay, so these buttons, y'all tell me what you think. Okay, here's with the berries painted on. Now here's theirs. I haven't done anything to them yet. They were just kind of stenciled on, it looks like. And then I painted them a little larger, but I'm thinking these buttons, I see a spot I missed. Okay, let that one dry right quick. That one looks okay. Set a little bit of the edges that I had missed on one that was hard to see when it was taped down. But I'm thinking the buttons as berries. Of course, it'll cover up the red that they've got on there. Okay, see if y'all can see that. And then I'll put some white highlights on them. Can't hold them up real well, but okay, that versus that. What do you think? Give me your opinion. Roxy says, yes, yes. Well, we're getting there. I've got some messes to clean up, but you know, when I get done with it, you won't even be able to tell that there was a mess. Okay, I'm a yes for the berries. I like the buttons for the berries. So let's see if we can get them on here. Whoops, I guess I should open it first. And tonight, as soon as I get off here, I've got to get ready. We're having supper with some friends that have invited all the elders of our congregation and their wives over for supper. Okay, that one didn't want to stick. I think it's because there's grooves in this wood. I got these wooden buttons, unfinished wooden buttons, on Amazon, and I have used them for more things. I love, love, love them. Because I can paint them any color I need them or stain them. I use a lot of buttons, real buttons, kind of collect buttons. But these wooden ones are great because a lot of times the real buttons, I don't have the exact color that I need. Okay, let's put the others on, and then we will highlight them a little bit. This is Stick Fast CA Thick Glue. You could use E6000 or any other kind of glue. I like this one. It has gotten more expensive than when I first started buying it, but so has everything else. You have to hold it a minute and let it bond. Get down inside this one a little bit. And it doesn't take much, just a drop or two. We did not get to see Ben and Erin Napier this time in Laurel. We looked all over town for them, and come to find out they were out of town. They weren't even there that weekend, and we just missed. She has a new book out. We purchased one, but they said, well, she'll be here Saturday doing a book signing, and of course we had to leave. We left Wednesday, so we just missed meeting her. They were sure making a lot of changes in the town, upgrades. But I will tell you, if you're ever going to go visit there, the shop, most of the antique stores and things like that, a lot of the shops, they're only open on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So if you're there on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, you are just out of luck. The Rusty Chandelier, which is a shop, antique store we'd love to go in. They have a lot of vendors in there, but they were not open. Funny story, we went into a restaurant there, very nice restaurant. We've eaten there before. We just love it. Their food is so good. And we were sitting there eating, and I am taking a bite of my food and talking to David. He's sitting sideways from me, and so we're talking. All of a sudden I take a bite, and I froze. I couldn't breathe. David didn't know what was wrong. He thought somebody was hurt or choking or whatever, but I looked up, and on this little roof that comes over, there's a little wooden wall, slat wall, and then a little metal roof over the part where the cashiers go behind to ring you up or whatever, where their utensils and all that stuff were. So the little roof came over there. I looked up as I was eating, and there is, I am not kidding you, trying to find something that's comparable to it, but the body itself was longer than this. The body itself was about like this. With its tail, it was about like this. There was the biggest rat I have ever seen sitting up on that. And staring right at me as I'm eating my food, and I didn't know which way he was going to come. I didn't know if he was going to, because we were sitting right by it. So had he jumped and run down, he would have been right in front of us. So I finally, and then in my mind, I'm going, don't cause a scene, don't cause a scene. You know, you don't want everybody in the restaurant knowing it and causing a big scene and everything. So yeah, it was, oh, and I needed to go to the restroom. I'm not going to the bathroom. I'm not going here. But anyway, so, you know, I know every restaurant that we've ever been in deals with things like that. You know, rodents or, let's just say all kinds of bugs and things. You know, every restaurant has to deal with it and work with exterminators. And so anyway, I thought, okay. And just as I about stood up, because I was getting ready to move, y'all. This little old short woman can move when she needs to. And I was not going to wait around to see what he was going to do. But just when I stood up, he took off running and jumped over the wall. It was a partition wall, and went behind in that room wherever he went. I don't know. So I decided to just go tell the owner or the manager, you know, you've got a problem. So I went back there to tell him, and I said, I don't want to cause a problem here. I don't want to cause any stink with the other customers that you've got here, but you have got a major rat problem. And he said, we are so very aware of it. He said, I have 2 different exterminating companies that are trying to help me with the situation. And he said, I appreciate your being discreet about it. And anyway, so needless to say, that was quite the ordeal. My heart was pounding through my chest. You know, a little mouse is one thing. They don't bother me, but this was a rat. If he'd have bitten us, it would have hurt. Okay, I'm gonna bring you back down. So I felt sorry for the owner. I mean, you know, you do what you can do, but when they're getting so bold that they're just coming out looking at your customers, you might want to close down a few days and do what you got to do. Okay, so I love the buttons for the berries. Love, love, love it. But they're too drab. So we're going to put a little bit of white highlight with my liner brush. On the tops of them. Oops, that one got off. These buttons are round, so it's a little bit hard to make your brush stay on there. Let's try it again. I got off again. It's so curved. We're going to get this right. Okay, this time I'm going to hold my tongue on the other side of my mouth and see if that helps. There we go. Okay, clean up on the side here. Okay, so that made them stand out a lot more. And then we can put a little bit of dark. We can add just a touch of black to that red. So put just a dot of black out on the plate, and we're going to mix some red into it. Just to soften that black up a little bit. And let's do a little bit of shading on that. On the bottoms of them. Let's do it on one first and let's see what it looks like. Just a little bit of a shade. Okay, I like that. Okay. Clean up a little bit. Right in the center there. Okay, yes, I do like that. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on these. And on this one, I'm not doing a line. I'm just doing the shading, the kind of blending out. Okay, these went really good over here. I want to touch up a little bit of the red inside the ones over here. Okay, let's dry it and put another little coat. Not only does it look like a highlight, but it kind of looks like snow where the white is on the buttons. Oh, they do look 3D. Thank you. Hi, Janet or Jeanette. Not sure how you pronounce it, but hello and welcome, welcome. Be sure and say hello when you come on. Just say hi or I'm here, caught you live, or anything like that, because I will be putting everyone's name that I see in the comments today on this live in a Happy Mail drawing. Never know what the Happy Mail will be until you get it. I like for you to be surprised, and then we put a picture out. Okay, so there we go with the shading. Now we could even shade a little bit underneath the buttons at the bottom on the piece itself, but I don't think I'm going to go into that much detail with it. Let me grab, show you what we did. Now that we've done it, I can show you what we did, a couple of things that we did at the live. I can't show you everything. I don't have everything over here, but here's the little ornament that we did. It's three pieces glued together. So we did the back piece, and the middle piece is the snowman on a solid piece, and then the window pane, I guess it was what you call it. The pane. So we did that. That's the one I taught. And that was Tamara's design. And then this is Heidi Easley's design, but she gave Tamara permission to teach it. I don't have it all glued together yet, and I haven't sealed it yet. But look how cute this goes on up here. So I'll get it put on. But isn't it cute? It's so pretty. So we learned some different techniques on that. Isn't that cute? And I'll put a hanger on it. I won't sell this one. This one will be mine to keep, since it was Heidi's design, and you need Heidi's permission to, to sell any of her items. So anyway, so we did that. And the little ornament. And we did a resin, we did a journal book, and let's see, Erica Wallace showed us how to paint on it, and then one of the other ladies showed us how to letter, and then Cindy, I can't think of Cindy's last name, but she showed us how to use resin. Look how shiny that is, y'all. We painted it and then we put resin over it. So pretty and shiny. And put the beads. The beads are 3D. I mean, they're just actual beads that we put in there. Isn't that pretty? So you learn some really fun projects. Last year, one of the projects was, again, with Cindy. And we did a pumpkin with the resin and glass. So we got glass pieces up here. And you could do your glass anywhere you wanted to on there. You could paint your pumpkin any color. And then we poured the resin over it. And they had to dry overnight. So we had to set them aside and let them dry overnight. But so much fun. And then Lauren Martin taught the, had a cute little witch's hat and background that I did not actually do that one. I was busy at the time going around helping and visiting with everybody, but also helping with some things for the event. And so I didn't get to paint that one. I've got it here to paint. I just did not get to paint it there, so I don't have a sample to show you of that. But that's what some of the things that we did. It was just so much fun. So again, you will not regret it if you sign up, decide to get a ticket. Right now, you get a deal on the tickets. If you sign up right now, they'll go back to regular price after a certain date. Okay, let's see so here's what we've got so far. I know it's backwards for you, but Merry Christmas. And then our berries. Let's see what it looks like with snowflake on it. Don't know if I want the snowflake yet or not, or if we're just going to splatter. So let's put one here. So this I taught them to do a snowflake. So you're going to make a T, long one down, long one across, and then a little baby X in the center. So think of it as a TX snowflake. TX snowflake. I told them they could remember it. I did a dad joke. I was so proud of myself. Not a TX or not a T-Rex snowflake, but a TX. Instead of T-Rex, TX. So let's put another one up here. So T. I'm using a long liner brush. And then we'll put our dots on it. Okay, tell me what y'all think. Yay or nay on the snowflakes before they dry? It's kind of hard for y'all to see, I know. Oh, thank you, Janet. Oh, the resin just makes such a difference. And then you don't have to seal it. It's the resin seals it. She had a lot of things that she had done with it, and they were so pretty. Okay, so you like the snowflakes. So I didn't want to do anything to take the vintage look away from this, so I didn't want to put a lot of bright color into it. put one here. And on each corner. Now you know that white tends to, most colors tend to fade away after they dry, so you might have to do a second coat on them. Okay, let's dry that and let's put a second coat, and then we'll dot them. And then I'll just need to do a second coat on the letters and clean up a little bit around the letters. It had bled a little bit, whoever did the stenciling on there, so I was going to have to go over them, clean them up a little bit anyway around the edges. Okay, let me get my, I'm going to switch to Deco Art Snow Titanium White. So it's a brighter white to go over with the second coat. So there's white, antique white, warm white, and then titanium snow white. That's the brightest white. So you would think white is white. Nope. Another thing we saw on our trip, on the side of the highway, and I can't remember what town we were in, but there was a dead tiger, full-grown tiger, laying on the side of the highway. Now, where that came from, I have no idea. Was there a zoo around that it had gotten out of? Was it somebody's pet and it had escaped? But it obviously had been hit by a car or something. But it was a tiger. So that was very interesting. It was beautiful. But I just thought, what on earth is a tiger? We did a Google search to see if there was anything on the news about a missing tiger or if anybody else had reported it. But we couldn't find anything. Okay, we are almost done. The other two neat stores we went to was Shirley's. Shirley's has a lot of, lots and lots of floral, dried flowers, silk flowers, and ribbon at discounted prices. And then we went to Parker's Warehouse in Hattiesville, I think, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, just outside of Laurel. That was the big warehouse that I showed you, had tables and tables and tables and tables of ribbon for just dirt cheap. I got some for 50 cents a roll. And they had just blocks and blocks of stuff. I mean, we couldn't see it all in one day. It was incredible. And you never know what you're going to find in there because it's surplus, so they just get things that other stores didn't sell or had overstock of, so you never knew how much they were going to have, or what they were going to have. They said it was different every week. Okay, so we've got our little snowflakes on there. Let's put some dots. I like to put dots on the ends. You can put more than one dot. You can go all the way up to the center with dots. Put 1, 2, 3 dots on each one. So you can get several different looks with these TX snowflakes. I have a larger size daughter than this, but I have not unpacked it yet. I took it to Florida and did not unpack it. Starting to look pretty festive. I think this is one of my favorite things to do, is find something like this that's already been painted and revamp it a little bit, or find an unusual object to paint on, like benches, stools, I don't know, just anything that's got a paintable surface on it. Not just the typical cutouts. I love doing those too, but I think my passion is for things that I can just paint something on that otherwise would not have anything, like a coffee pot or cutting board. Now on that Santa sled that I held up, I added glitter to mine on the fur on his hat. So I like to see what I can add to something. She had the cutest designs at the event. Everybody really enjoyed it. We all went out to eat afterwards. Just had some great, great bonding time with other painters. Running out of paint over here, so but I'm trying to make it go all the way so I don't have to get any more out. I think we're gonna make it. I am literally scraping the bottom of the plate. Made it. Okay, once I get the second coat on this, the Merry Christmas, I will do some little white highlights on the letters to brighten those up a little bit. And I might put a button here for the, I think I will. I'll have to paint another one. I think I'll put a button here for the dot on the eye, just to add another little 3D element. Oops, I got another snowflake over here that I didn't do, so I didn't make it with that paint. But I think it looks cute. I might add a little bit of, may do some pine needles up here. I'll have to look at it a couple of days and see what I think. But I might put some little pine needles up here, little pine branches up here with some snow. I think that would be cute. What time is it? Yeah, we've been on here almost 2 hours, so I'll probably do that off camera. But it's looking brighter already, isn't it? You'll have to go back and look at the picture that I posted of what we were going to do with it before, the before picture. and I'll try to put them together. But it's turning out really cute. And I think also I will go around with some brown and shade around the edges. I think I'll do that also. How cute. It would be cute to also make the letters look like candy canes. But I don't have time to get that detailed. I've got so many hat orders and craft show things I need to get done. But you could just add so much to it. But that's just a little thrift store find that that I picked up and thought, I know I can do something with it. So there you go. What about the sides? Are you talking about the ends? Yeah, see, they didn't do anything to the ends, but I've got, I think it's antique white. I'm going to have to look, but I think that's what they used on here. So I will probably go over the ends with that just to kind of clean that up a little bit. They didn't do anything with the edges there either, but I will probably try to do the same on that to kind of give it a little more finished look on there. It's very, well, I don't want to say used. I don't know, but it's got scuffs on it and stuff. I mean, but you can tell it's been used. It's worn, but that's what I liked about it because it does give it a vintage old look. So I just really liked it. Anyway, so I will post a finished picture of it. We've got to get ready to go have supper with some friends from church. And I think there'll be about 6 or 8 of us there. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I have missed you guys. I know we don't see each other face to face on here, but you are my second, third family. And I miss you guys when I'm not on here at least once a week. I really miss painting with you and watching all of your comments. And just really, really enjoy it and miss you when I'm not with you. So thank you for being patient on all the hats. And thank you for staying with me. Don't forget to hit that SHARE button. Thanks for all the hearts that you ladies sent a minute ago. I appreciate it so, so much. But I'll post a finished picture of it and let you see it. And I'll do side by side of the before and the after. So anytime you're looking in Goodwill or thrift shops or anything, don't pass something up because it's like, oh, they didn't really know what they were doing on that or whatever. Take it home and make it your own. All right, ladies, I've got to get off of here. Thank you so much for hopping on. Thanks, Roxy. All right, bye-bye.